Today I'm going to be making this little mould that allows you to pop a round mirror in it. Thank you to Vivian for sending me this mould. It is really appreciated. I can't tell you how generous Vivian has been in sending me moulds and different bits and pieces. All the stuff is fabulous, so thank you. If anyone ever wants to send me anything, my PO box is in the description below. And I'll always mention what you've sent me, as long as it's clean. I'm going to make this using transparent pigments so that we can actually see through it and have a little bit of fun with it. But I'm going to do some other bits and pieces to it as well. So before I pour my resin into this, what I'm going to do is take one of these micro brushes. Now, if you're new to resin, these micro brushes are so useful. And they're really, really cheap. I use them a lot for a lot of things. And I just paint on my mica powder. Now, if you're finding your mica powder is not sticking to your mould, then what I would do is just spray it a little bit with mould release, and that'll help it stick on the mould much easier. So going through these bits and painting on. Now, I'm not going to paint lots on, I just want some highlights of it. I'd just like to say a quick thank you to all the members of my channel, and if you'd like to become a member and also get the support that the members have, then the link for that is in the description below, and there are quite a few members only videos, and there's a whole series on how to set up your own business and be successful. I'm also going to do a little bit of this kind of yellowy orange colour as well as the red, and allow those to peek through everything as well. I am going to be using a transparent colour on this, so it will slightly change these colours again, but really they're there just so it isn't so simple looking, and I want to show these different techniques. Just a quick thank you to everyone that got me a coffee last month. It really does help. Thank you so much for getting the coffees for me, and your names are coming up on my coffee board now. So going through, painting some of these stars. I've done the planets. I'm just doing a few stars now, and they should come out really well. Also, check out my other crafting channel, Steve McDonald Crafting. I do lots of upcycling, lots of crafts, and great fun crafts on there. Check it out. It's growing really nicely now. My resin's all mixed up, and I've let it sit for a few minutes because that way the bubbles will release from the resin, and I'm using a transparent liquid. Now, this isn't an alcohol ink because I don't tend to use alcohol inks in my resin, because you will find that alcohol inks fade really quickly, and they also can kind of change the colour of things that you put into them. The only trouble is with these, and the downside for these pigments are that aren't alcohol inks, they do take quite a bit of stirring in, because if you don't mix it in fully, what you'll find is you'll get streaks of colour that are a lot more concentrated in certain areas. That can in itself look really, really nice and give a great effect, but for this I want it to be a consistent effect all the way through. So pouring this on slowly. Now, some of these bubbles that are in there will rise to the top, and I will get rid of those shortly using a long neck lighter. Now, if you're new to resin, like I said, don't ever use a torch on your resin if you're using a silicone mold, because it will burn the silicone mold, and it's a lot higher than the silicone can take the temperature, and it will fuse the silicone mold to the resin, and you won't get it off, and it will just spoil everything. So using a long neck lighter really does prevent that happening. So pouring that in slowly. Now make sure that you fill your mould right up to the very top, and then just a little bit more. The surface tension will stop that resin from coming out, and then when it cures and shrinks a little bit, you won't get that much shrinking damage to the final piece. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, please boot the like button, and you found these tips helpful, please boot that like button. It really does help me to get my channel out there, and also it makes me aware of what it is that people have found useful as well. And leave a comment below, because that helps too, and then I can follow it up with a different video or provide some other information if it's not clear. So filling up this base in exactly the same way, and just topping it up again to make sure that I'm right to that very top, and just a tiny speck more. Then take my long neck lighter, go over, pop any bubbles, and leave this to cure up. This is cured up nicely, and all it needs is for me to take it out of the mould, which is always the fun bit. My friend Abby, who watches these, she loves that bit the best. She loves the sound of it. And as you can see, those bits have where I put the little bit of mica powder shone out. But I want to put some black around here where the fingers kind of are, or the thumbs are of the hand. Let's just undo the stand as well. And how I'm going to do that is by using some black acrylic paint. And I'm just going to use a simple method here of putting it on using a cloth like this. Pushing it into those little holes, including the moons. And using a little micro brush just to push that right in there, because these are a little bit deeper than some of the bits that I get. And the same for this side. Get a bit of that paint. I will link these in the description below as well. They're very, very cheap. They're so useful for so much of your resin work. And then all I'm going to do is take a baby wipe, clean that off completely. And that should leave some impression of that in there. Just give that a bit of a dry. And then the mirror comes with the mould, and these little mirrors are really easy to apply. They come with a self-adhesive sticky label or sticky back to them, which you just peel off, like that. Then you just pop the mirror in, but making sure you get it right up to this very top, because the last thing you want to do is warp your mirror, because if not, you're going to look really warped in it. It does self-stick, so that's okay. And there we go. You can see in there the mirror fits. And then the bottom bit just fits nicely into that stand. And there you go. You've got a nice mystic mirror. I hope you've enjoyed this project as much as I have. I really enjoyed this little one. I think it's come out really well. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please hit that thumbs up button, because it really does help my video get out there. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, then the link is in the description below, along with the link to everything that I've used in this video today. Take care, enjoy your resin. Bye.